One of sports' greatest international rivalries renewed today from Jerusalem. It's the United States against Canada in the gold medal final of women's hockey at the 21st Maccabiah. Good morning, everyone. Griffin Epstein alongside Evan Kamiko. So glad you could join us. I know it's a little bit late back in the U.S. and Canada, but Evan, I think it's worth the wait to stay up.
Absolutely. What a matchup we have today. You said it best, a historic rivalry renewed here, finally at the Maccabiah for the first time in open women's hockey, the United States and Canada. So many great storylines. This has been years and years in the making, but we'll get into that later. I want to tease it a little bit right now.
Yeah, well, one of the players that helped make this game a reality was Chelsea Goldberg. She's the captain for the U.S., and our Zach Gershman caught up with her before the game.
Before the game with Chelsea Goldberg, team captain. Chelsea, I know last night you said that it doesn't feel real that this is actually here. Now that it's the day of the game, how are you and the team feeling?
It's still not real. Absolutely still not real. Everyone's excited. Nerves are a little high, but once we hit the ice for warm-ups, I think everyone will calm down a bit.
What are the keys to the U.S. to come home with a victory?
We just have to play together, play as a team, play as one unit. We're a family. We've bonded into a family the past couple weeks, and so we just have to put it on the ice.
Lastly, what's your message to the team right before you guys do go out on the ice?
Have some fun, embrace the moment. This is an experience of a lifetime, so we just have to cherish it.
Puck drop in a couple minutes. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Zach. Chelsea Goldberg, what a player she is, of course, helping start this women's hockey in the Maccabiah, and she is our player to watch for the U.S., brought to you by 76 Capital Evan.
Absolutely, Griffin. The SoCal Jewish Sports Hall of Famer was drafted by the Boston Blades in the Women's Professional Hockey League back a couple of years ago, and she's the reason this happened. Without her, none of this would be done. Myself and Joe Manfrey, before the start of the Maccabiah, wrote an article about her. She's the unofficial general manager of this entire open division.
Yeah, star at Northeastern, graduated in 2015, played professionally. She's done it all in women's hockey, one of the best Jewish women's hockey players of all time. For Canada, quickly before the puck drops, their player to watch, Evan.
Yeah, that's Molly Tissenbaum, the goalkeeper. Yeah, the players on the ice are important, but what's most important, making sure that puck doesn't go into the net. Tissenbaum is a senior starter last year at Harvard University in the U.S. She had a .918 save percentage. Griffin.
Puck is dropped, and we're underway in the gold medal match between the U.S. and Canada. Defense has been the strength, as we have a very early whistle just 6 seconds in. Finish on Tissenbaum, allowed just 5 goals so far in this tournament. This is the third matchup, as we're going to have a puck drop on the right side for the U.S. and Canada. U.S. is in the white, Canada in the black, in the third matchup of these games between these two, but this is the one that really counts. Cleared in for the U.S. by Bloom, and Canada will reset with their top line. Poked ahead and intercepted by Leah Rubenstein. Had the lone goal for the U.S. in game number 2 between these two teams. Played just 2 days ago. Canada won 4-1, but the U.S. felt they actually outplayed Canada in the last 30 or so minutes of that game. Only goal they gave up was an empty netter. Poked ahead by Canada. Is Samara Lewis down the left side. And cleared out, and the first line change of the game will be made by the Canadians. 3 periods of 20 minutes to decide a gold medal winner. Good move by Rubenstein. She'll fire in the first save. Glove save made by Tissenbaum.
Yeah, Rubenstein out of Glencoe, Illinois, already has 1 goal in this Maccabiah, so watch out for her on the offensive side for the United States.
Talk about for Canada and their offense. It's led by Micah Baptiste, who's been an electric goal scorer for the Canadian senior at Norwich University D3 school in Vermont. U.S. behind the net. Just looking for Rubenstein. Tussle along the boards, and the Canadians will win it. First matchup between these two, a 6-4 victory for Canada. A lot higher scoring. I think both teams felt their defenses weren't as good as they wanted. Shot fired, and the first save made by the U.S. goalkeeper, Shira Wine.
Wine's the youngest player on this U.S.
The other
team.
way, in a batted away save, Rubenstein got the shot off for the U.S. Baptiste will clear it along the boards, and another change for the Canadians. Both teams have a lot of confidence in their goalies. Wine, the youngest player on the U.S. roster, but when we talked with Chelsea Goldberg and with Zoe Pelowitz yesterday, 2 captains for the U.S., they had nothing but good things to say about Wine. Canada cycles behind the net. Need a reset. 2 minutes gone in this gold medal match. The Canadians move it forward here at Pice Arena. Good block shot by Zoe Dupuis, defenseman for the U.S. Had it around and shoved forward to Beerworth. Sydney Beerworth will just clear it ahead, and the U.S. will make a change. Good interception on the back end. Here's a chance for the Americans. Around is Tori Bevan out front, and it's slotted just wide by Alana Safian. Canadians will look to break. This is a great run the other way, and finally taken down is Melissa Ronsberg. That's the captain for Canada. Good block, and now a whistle and a stoppage here. Just past 3 minutes gone.
Like you said, Ronsberg, the captain from Thornhill, Ontario. She's the real leader, plays hard, graduated with a program record 23 goals at Ryerson University.
This is a penalty on the U.S. So Canada will go a man up, a 5-on-4 here. First penalty of the game.
Dupuis headed to the box.
U.S. will clear. Try to fight off the 2-minute power play by the Canadians. Shot fired from long range by Hannah Gold. The defenseman got some mustard on that one. Then over the left side, and again Gold will clear it into the seats. Look out. And that was deflected, so not a penalty on Gold. Good defenseman, good defense, I should say, by Gold, who just graduated from Augsburg University, native of beautiful Mequon, Wisconsin, north of Milwaukee. There's Dupuis in the box. First penalty in this match between the U.S. and Canada. A gold medal on the line, the first ever in women's hockey in the Maccabiah. Left side for the U.S. and Karen Levin. Pounded by a whole bunch of black jerseys for Canada. And the Canadians will go the other way. Still up a man, a minute left to go in this power play. Behind goes Shelby Kaloff, one of the top players for the Canadians, just graduated from Syracuse. Over to Baptiste, top goal scorer for Canada. A slapper, and it's deflected. Pelowitz, the co-captain, got a piece of it. Canada running out of time in this first power play. Here's a shot and a save by Wine. Another chance for Canada. A wraparound and a score! The Canadians take the lead.
Canada quick there to get that goal. You saw it yourself, a wraparound. Got Wine on one side of the net, Canada executing on the other, and it's a quick 1-0 lead for the Canadians.
It's the captain shot and a save by Wine. Another chance for perfectly. Wine could not get back around on the wraparound, and the captain for the Canadians, Ronsberg, who worked with Goldberg of the U.S. to get this hockey started in the Maccabiah, strikes first. Canada takes an early 1-0 lead, just 5 minutes gone. Power play cleared. A power play goal for Canada. The U.S. has lost the first 2 games here in the games. It needs to be cleaner. Justin Levin, head coach for the U.S., came in with a lot of confidence. Thought his team executed much better in the second portion, I should say, of game number 2 between these squads. But not a good start for the Americans. They fell behind 3-0 on Wednesday, as Wine will come up and glove that and hand that down back to the Americans. Slotted forward and intercepted. That's Baptiste working around a man skillfully. Looking for some space. Leading goal scorer. A slapper is deflected wide. Kaloff got a good look at net. Interception right at the blue line. Here's a 2-on-1 chance for the Canadians, and it couldn't be finished by Baptiste. A good look, and Wine might have just gotten a piece of it. Sent over, Baptiste in front, and a score for the Canadians. Beautiful 1-2 pass for Canada. And just like that, it's already 2-0 Canada. What a start for the Canadians, similar to Wednesday.
And Golovsky was just right there in front of Wine. No defenders near her. Easy poke through the 5-hole.
The ideal start for Canada to this gold medal match, a 2-0 lead. Well, if you're just waking up in the U.S. or Canada, you've missed a lot already. 2 goals by the Canadians quickly. First, a power play goal scored by the captain, Melissa Ronsberg, and then a beautiful 1-2 pass. And Kira Golovsky, who's normally a goalkeeper, if you can believe it, when she plays hockey back in Canada, scores the second goal of the game for Canada, and for the second straight game, an early lead for the Canadians, but this time it's for a gold medal. Sported in front, and the Canadians winning all the pucks right now in the center of the ice. Koretsky will get it forward, and a good stick check. That was Ronsberg diving on the ice to clear that puck away and prevent what would have been a golden opportunity for the U.S. Canada will clear it up the boards, but not out. Shot fired high and wide. Dupuis got a good look. Out in front and skirted across the crease. Rubenstein scored the lone goal for the U.S. in game number 2. Between these two had a look. Behind, good crossing pass, and too much Canada traffic in front of the net for the U.S. to get a shot off. Lewis down the left side for the Canadians. 2-0 lead already for Canada. Power play goal by Ronsberg, and a insurance goal added by Golovsky on a beautiful break. Baptiste got the assist. Sent in by Rubenstein, and the Americans will make a line change. Feels like the U.S. needs a spark here, Evan.
Absolutely. And what better to do it than putting on the ice number 14, Tori Bev at Colorado Springs. Had 2 games at Chatham University.
That's an icing call on Canada, so U.S. will get a face-off in the attacking zone. 8 minutes gone here in the first period on this Friday morning from Jerusalem. Beautiful Pice Arena, the largest arena in all of Israel. The host for all 4 levels of hockey competition here in the 21st Maccabiah. This is the first gold medal match of 3 to come here from Pice Arena. We'll have the men's hockey final tomorrow night at 9:30, late after Shabbat finishes. Here's a chance for Canada, and Wine comes up with an important save. That was Noah Farberman who got a look on it. Second line out there for Canada right now. A good look, goes just wide, rebound, and somehow Wine kept it out.
Really good glove save there. Wine able to get her pad just far enough. You can take another look here. Goes off the back.
Wow.
And Wine
off the post. That hit the post.
Just does just enough to make sure that goal does not go in.
Well, Canada has been getting all the bounces early. They got a perfect bounce there off the glass, and Baptiste nearly followed up her miss to take a 3-0 lead. That one would have been a real backbreaker for the U.S. to fall behind 3-0 early again, just like they did in Game 2. U.S. still looking for that spark. It's all Canada early, looking for the inaugural gold medal here in this women's ice hockey final. U.S. 2-2 in the games, 2 losses both to Canada, 2 wins against Israel. Canada 4-0 and looking for more. Beautiful crossover move and score! Absolutely beautiful that's Brittany Sawyer.
Sawyer already 2 goals in these games. Beats the United States defenseman, takes the puck all the way. A 1-on-1, a great opportunity for Sawyer, and she makes the Americans suffer.
All Canada. Sawyer, you can't draw it up better than that.
Goes glove side against Wine and beats her in the upper left corner.
U.S. will take a timeout and try to reset here. This has been a shocking start, Evan, to this gold medal final.
Yeah, exactly. That's what Coach Levin told us that he didn't want to happen. They needed to be solid up front. The U.S. did. They're letting Canada get easy transition opportunities, take the puck in one-on-one opportunities, whether that's a rush in transition or down by the goal.
Now we see our man Zach Gershman down by the U.S. bench. Zach, what do you got? All right, we'll connect with Zach a little bit later. The U.S. trailing 3-0 right now against Canada. A really difficult start for the Americans. See what Justin Levin draws up in the timeout. Try to calm down the Americans. For both teams, it was talk about this is what we've been waiting for years to start this game. And Canada has come out much stronger. U.S. just really looks asleep in this early 10 a.m. local time start.
States have to do better at keeping control of the puck. Turnovers have led to opportunities for Canada, like this potential one right here.
And that's going to be a tripping, I believe, yes. A tripping on the U.S. That's Zoe Pelowitz, the defenseman co-captain, who got right in the skates of a Canadian forward, and the U.S. will go a man down for the second time. The first goal by Canada was a power play goal, and they have a chance to add to this lead. That's just a sloppy penalty by Pelowitz. Maybe a little bit of frustration by the experienced senior co-captain, who's now a coach at the D3 level. Canada couldn't keep that in the blue line, so they'll have to reset here. Second penalty on the U.S. 3 goals for Canada, and we are still not halfway through this period. A quick shot put on goal, and Wine shoves it away. Another turnover by the U.S. They've really struggled to clear pucks. 5-on-4 for the Canadians. Shot in front, rebound, score! Oh, Canada 4-0.
And a really good deflection goal here by the Canadians. Played into the middle of the zone again. A defender left unguarded in front of the net. But this time, Canada strikes on the power play.
It's Ronsberg again. She has 2 power play goals. She gets the deflection, traffic in front of the net. This is unbelievable. We are still not 10 minutes into the first period, and Canada has a 4-0 lead. Rubenstein just loses the puck right away. This has been just a shocking start for the U.S. Rubenstein forward gets it right side to Levin for the U.S. But, I mean, you mentioned it, Evan. The U.S. just can't keep the puck in their attacking zone. Turnovers, losing in the center ice. After the first couple minutes, it has been all Canada.
And Goldberg and Levin both stress doing the small things, the fundamentals the right way. In the U.S., just too many turnovers right here.
Rubenstein looking inside, couldn't find any action in the crease. Hard hit along the board. Whistled around by Rubenstein. Gets it to Levin behind the net. And the U.S. will have to check up. Another puck won by Canada in center ice. Halfway through this first period, and Canada is leading a shell-shocked American team 4-0 in this gold medal match. Canada clears it up the blue line, but the U.S. will reset. Deflection and another turnover. This falls to the right side for the Canadians and just dumped in by Canada. Skittered across, that's Samara Lewis. Over the center, and no one home for the Canadians. Canada won game number 1 between these two 6-4 as the U.S. looking for an opportunity. That's Bierwith down the left side behind the net. Trying to test the Canadian goalkeeper Molly Tissenbaum, who's had to make just 1 save so far in this first period. Beautiful move by the Canadian Baptiste, who's the leading goal scorer for Canada. Hasn't had to score. Elberg got it shuffled away. The U.S. goes into the offensive. Rubenstein looking for some help. Deflected in the center ice. And the U.S. into the attacking zone. Dumped behind. We'll pick it up there. And another turnover by the Americans. Gerstein dumps it in. Retrieved by Rubenstein. But again, Canada wins another puck in the center ice. And with the Canadians already with a comfortable lead, they're going to be comfortable just dumping it back into their own zone.
The Canadians have done a great job today at their rush as well as controlling time and space, dominating really in the middle.
It's often the key in hockey. Who wins the center ice wins the possession. It's been all Canada. 4-0 lead for the Canadians. Melissa Ronsberg already has 2. The captain for the Canadians, who was instrumental getting these Maccabiah games started here in the inaugural women's hockey competition in Israel, has had quite the morning for Canada. Centered in front, and the Canadians nearly had number 5. A good pass, and it was Kaloff who nearly got a stick on that. Okay. There's Kaloff again, the Syracuse Orange working into the Canada zone. A shot, and Wine able to keep it in front of her.
Nice job by Wine to just eat the puck. You know she has 3 Canadians near her. Better off go into a puck drop instead of try to toss the puck back out where chaos could ensue, and potentially a 5th goal.
Plenty of Canadian fans in the stands, and they are enjoying things so far. Some American fans as well. Canada looking for the inaugural gold medal in hockey. Kaloff, the star defenseman behind the net. It's squirted forward by the Canadians. Running it down is Rubenstein for the U.S., and now Levin. Robbins behind the net, back to Rubenstein. Feels like the U.S. needs a goal in this first period to get any sort of momentum.
And the one out there to do it right now, Chelsea Goldberg.
Barely said Goldberg's name yet in this match. Crossed in front, deflected high. It sails over the net. Rubenstein has been busy early, but she loses the puck there, and it's the Canadians the other way. Dumped in. Baptiste will chase after it, but can't get there. A hit along the glass, and a 50-50 puck is centered in front and cleared away by the Americans. Kraus will go the other way. The high schooler out of Calabasas, California, looking for a backhand, but no dice there. Good defense by Rachel Feldberg, the defenseman out of Ontario. She's taken down. Is that a penalty? No call from the referee. 2 power play goals by Canada have been key to taking a 2-0 lead. Canada has a goal from Kira Gilowski and one from Brittany Sawyer as well. And they have a 4-0 lead. Just over 5 minutes left to play here in this gold medal match between the Americans and the Canadians. One of international sports' great rivalries. You think of hockey, the U.S. and Canada on both the men's side and the women's side. So many great matchups. We were talking about it, Evan, before in the Olympics in women's hockey. These have been the 2 powerhouses. It feels like every 4 years they face off in the gold medal matches. It's always a classic.
Absolutely. And the United States haven't won a gold in at least the men's since 1980, like we talked about before.
U.S. did win in 2018 in South Korea. 2022 was another 1-goal game. It went to the Canadians. 2014 in Sochi was a classic. Canada won in overtime. In the Olympics, last 7 women's hockey, all the 7 women's hockey gold medal matches in the Olympics have either been won by Canada or the U.S., 5 by Canada, 2 by the U.S., and these teams have played against each other in 4 straight finals. Canada's won 3 of the 4. Hustle against the boards, and a stoppage as there's a Canadian down on the ice. It looked like Pozrowski, defenseman, who is a little slow to get up. Now you see Justin Levin, the head coach there for the Americans, the head coach of the Drexel men in the Division II ACHA club hockey. His first time ever coaching women's hockey, Evan, but the players had Chelsea Goldberg, who we talked to, and Zoe Pelowitz yesterday, had nothing but good things to say about Levin.
And not only that, but Levin had nothing but good things to say about his players. He said, this is the best group he's ever been a part of.
It has not been the start, though, he envisioned. A 4-0 lead for Canada. 4:27 left to go in the first period. Long way to go. We're far from over when Canada took a 3-0 lead early into the second period. The U.S. played much better after that. As a shot's fired and scored. Slap shot goal. It's Hannah Gold trying to lead the U.S. back to just that, a gold medal.
And the Augsburg University product, quick with the puck, gets it at her feet, great through pass, and she just beats the keeper for the Canadians.
The U.S. needed a spark, and they get it from the defenseman out of Mequon, Wisconsin.
Tissenbaum, no time to react there. The U.S. finally on the board.
We'll see if that gives the U.S. a spark. 4 early goals for Canada. Hannah Gold provides the first goal. U.S. will clear it forward. And the Canadians will race back behind the net. Rachel Feldberg, the defenseman, bursts it out. The Canadians off the skate of Baptiste and back to Kaloff, the star defenseman for Canada. 4-1. The U.S. has just scored to cut the lead. Canada looking for an answer. Baptiste fires wide of the post. Fought for at the blue line. Canada gets it forward. Trying to keep it there. They will. Baptiste has it on her stick again. Fires, and a glove save made by Wide. A 4-1 lead for Canada. The U.S. has gotten one back here in the first for a little momentum. You could see how excited the U.S. got on that goal. You knew they needed one for a little bit of momentum change. And in the last 7 minutes now, the U.S. hasn't given up a goal to Canada after we had 4 in, a span of almost 5 minutes.
Just about.
Shocking start. Canada dominated for about 10 minutes, but the U.S. with a little bit of momentum. They take it in, and a shot by Rubenstein deflects off the state of a Canadian defenseman. Behind, Rubenstein centers, shot deflected wide.
And again, a theme in some of these games for the U.S. It's taken them a little bit to get comfortable in the first period, but expect things when we get to the second and third to really come together, take a deep breath, and gotta tell you, it's only 3 goals. It can happen in the blink of an eye.
Olowitz had that good look for the U.S. that was deflected. It's been an active day so far for Olivia Rubenstein, who sends it forward and off the shoulder pad of the Canadian goalie, Tissenbaum. In the defensive zone, U.S. was turning it over early and often in the first 10 minutes. That cost them a couple goals. 2 power play goals as well for Melissa Ronsberg, the captain, as the U.S. sends it into the crease, but wide of any sticks. Break now. Here's Samara Lewis, fires, rebound, and it's cleared away. Trying as Wine to land on it and to stop the puck, and she will.
Yeah, dangerous opportunity there for the Canadians. Lucky enough, Wine wasn't able to have that rebound go too far away from her, and a bunch of white jerseys right there to make sure the puck doesn't get into the wrong hands.
Never want to give up second chances if you're the goalkeeper. It nearly cost Wine, as we see the head coach for Canada, Peter Smith, who's had quite the career, 20 years as the head coach of women's hockey at McGill, prestigious university in Montreal. He's the 3rd winningest coach in Canada women's hockey collegiate-wise. U.S. the other way, deflected away by the Canadians. U.S. will keep it in the zone, though. Sent forward, and nearly one-on-one was the American Sydney Beerworth. Good clear, and now Canada the other way, and a save made by Wine. Rebound cleared out of the crease.
Kaloff, a really nice look there. Wine, just a little bit better.
And Kaloff just looked incredible with the puck on her stick. Star player at Syracuse. Doesn't have a goal, but she has set up a couple good opportunities for Canada. The alternate captain for the Canadians, 4 years at Syracuse, scored 5 goals there. Peter Smith called her really dynamic, maybe their most dynamic player. Pushed forward by the Canadians, fighting along the boards. Fuzailov was looking for the puck for the Americans. Cleared away by Canada, and all the way back, icing is called off. 1 minute left to play in the first period. Canada scored 4 goals in the span of 5 minutes to take a 4-0 lead, but things have calmed down since. The U.S. got one back with Hannah Gold, looking for a second here, as it's blocked in front by Alessandra Armstrong. Canada the other way. Just over 30 seconds left. Another shot fired in high of the net The U.S. will reset. One last offensive opportunity maybe here for the Americans. Poked ahead. It's Pelowitz, the co-captain for the U.S. Behind and set in front. No American on the answer. Rubenstein gets a good look. Just over 10 seconds left to play in the first period. One more chance for the Americans. Pelowitz, a bouncing puck. She couldn't corral it. That'll do it. 20 minutes gone, and Canada with a statement to start. They score 4 goals in just over the span of 5 minutes to take a 4-0 lead. The U.S. does get one back, but it's all Canada in the first 20 minutes as they lead 4-1. What an impressive start for the Canadians. That was one of the best goals of the game so far for Canada, too.
Absolutely. It was all Canada early going, but the U.S. finally got settled in within the last 7-8 minutes and were able to get a goal back. Instead of being down 4-0, you're down 4-1. Still a steep hill to climb, especially because Tissenbaum has looked great in net.
Second straight game between these two candidates taking a big lead, and this one is for the gold medal. We'll step aside for 15 minutes. When we come back, the second period of this gold medal match as Canada leads the United States 4-1.
A special treat was in store for Israeli, American, and Canadian baseball players today as Israel World Baseball Classic head coach and former World Series champion Ian Kinsler hosted a mini clinic in Renana.
Answer questions that they have, try to have a conversation about the game, see if they can learn something. And really when you have a short period of time like this with a baseball player, you just want to impact them in one way, whatever way that is. Just one thing that they can take from today that they can think about for the future and trying to get better at.
Well, all the athletes want the tips and trades of learning the game at the highest level. Kinsler's main focus for today, going back to the basics, the fundamentals.
We teach them something that's super simple that they never really thought of, and something that they can teach somebody else maybe, or something that can make them just a little bit more consistent. And it's really just about being consistent.
Well, look, it's always good to see American professional ball players, especially a star like Ian Kinsler, a nice Jewish boy, come over and lead Team Israel and participate teaching young kids here in Israel the game.
I want to just have fun and enjoy being out here. We're in a special place in Israel playing the sport we love, so I think that's really just the biggest part, just have fun and always learn, but just have fun out here.
An unforgettable hour for the athletes with one of the best Jewish baseball players of all time. Reporting from Renana, Evan Kamiko, Maccabi Media.
Using education and sport as a vehicle for peace between Arabs and Israelis. That's the mission of the Perez Center in Jaffa. The Maccabi USA Masters 45-plus men's soccer team and their children spent Friday learning about the way that soccer can change lives. They experienced firsthand the programming of the Perez Center and how it can break barriers, teach language, and bring different people together.
In the end, what I found was that we're all the same. You know, they may grow up in a different area, a different culture, speak a different language, but when they're on the soccer field, everyone's the same.
They played games like Schneek, Schnack, Schnook. I jumped in and encountered success, but while all good things must come to an end, the group was ready to move on to soccer activities. Now, each activity has a purpose, whether it's to teach language, create friendships, or build soccer skills. The bottom line is making peace and fostering friendships through sport.
To bring both sets of kids together and use soccer as the tool of peace is pretty incredible.
The Perez Center was founded in 1996 by Shimon Peres, the 8th Prime Minister of Israel. Last year, they engaged 2,000 youth from 26 Jewish and Arab communities. Their program approach can truly open minds and make a difference.
I think mostly being open-minded, like don't just have an opinion about someone without meeting them. Just said, meeting the other side and trying to play together can really change your perspective on people.
There was fun, there was growth, and there's a blueprint to impact lives moving forward. From the Perez Center in Jaffa, I'm Noam Watt, Maccabi Media.
Good morning, everybody. Zach Gershman, joined alongside by Griffin Epstein and Noah Freeman. The team's getting ready to go to the bus for the game. We are going to be bringing you...
The organized blue-collar style. When he said he was recruiting his roster, that's what he was looking for in his players.
In your hometown of Jerusalem, 3 goals. How awesome is this?
Yeah, it's a dream, you know.
Go get him, folks. The president I wanted to make sure you were here to say hello.
It's a party in the USA.
Yeah, baby, USA.
Yes, sir.
The fact that I'm Jewish, I feel more connected to the land itself. I feel like that's a really good aspect of Israel Connect.
Welcome to Tel Aviv, one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
It's the last of the people who witnessed the history of the birth of Israel. Really, these are the people who built the country. Not a stranger.
Thank you, donors, because now I'm able to explore Israel and learn a lot more about my heritage.
Here's the second half. Saul Moskowitz, and he scores, puts it into the left post, and he curves it in.
It's really a surreal experience, and what I've experienced so far is definitely once in a lifetime, and I couldn't be more grateful.
The game, and now he's back in transition. Olaf again with the ball, drives down, another layup for Olaf.
On behalf of the Open men's softball team, we can't say it enough, but we really thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this amazing tradition and this amazing program, and hope to be able to do that in the future as well.
I just want to thank the donors for helping make this opportunity possible. We have a number of players who just couldn't have been here if it wasn't for you, so thank you.
Thank you to the donors for making this possible. We're all having a really great trip so far.
Another chance for the United States to go out in front, and it's a goal. It's put in the 74th minute by Jacob Muchnick.
Thank you so much, Maccabi donors. It's a pleasure to be here and compete for the U.S.
Thank you to all the donors and everybody who helped make this amazing event possible.
Eden Singer is doing something no one has ever done at her school, at least as far back as anybody could remember.
Playing sports at Barrack has always meant more than just the sports. We've always been representing a Jewish community.
Singer will participate in the 21st Maccabiah, representing the United States in U18 soccer, and she won't be alone on the journey to Israel.
The ability to have other people around me that I know that are also from Barrack, that are also sharing the same experience that I am, is very helpful and very assuring.
Jack M. Barrack Hebrew Academy is a school with rich history. Founded in 1946, it was the nation's first ever pluralistic Jewish secondary school, with now 75% of its student body playing in athletics. And while that may sound impressive, for the first time in school history, they'll be sending not one, not two, not three, but 4 athletes to the 21st Maccabiah. Along with Singer, fellow junior Jenna Ufberg, sophomore Isaac Dahan, and 8th grader Michaela Trachtenberg were selected as members of the Maccabi USA delegation.
I think that these 4 athletes playing their respective sports is a great representation of what we can offer both as a school, academically, but then also as an athletic program.
I think it also speaks to the fact that you can be a high-level athlete at a Jewish day school.
This is Jack M. Barrack Hebrew Academy, a school nestled in Bryn Mawr, a small town about 15 miles west of Philadelphia.
We're Zionist Jewish Day School. We have been since our founding in 1946, and we are committed to raising the next generation of leaders who are committed to Am Yisrael.
We've learned about the Maccabiah games in school, so this is just taking that to the next level. What they taught us about it had an influence on what we did with it.
Our teammates are our best friends. It's not like that at a lot of other schools.
As the youngest of Barrack's 4 delegates, Trachtenberg will be playing on the USA's first ever under-16 girls basketball team.
I'm one out of 12 people or so on my team, and you just see USA, and it's amazing, and nobody else gets to wear USA except for me and a few other kids.
Her great-grandfather played soccer in the Maccabiah during the 1930s.
It's really special because the line just continues, and my grandpa gets to see me, and then hopefully it'll carry on, and it's just really special that I get to be a part of this.
Dahan will also have family ties to this year's games. His mom...
Welcome back to Pice Arena, a 4-1 lead for the Canadians over the Americans, and let's send it down to a third member of our crew, Zach Gershman.
Thanks, guys. Coach Levine was on the bench talking to his team. Make shots on goal. Take those shots. They've been in the possession for quite a little bit of the game, but taking the shots is what they need to do. They're getting ready to go in the second period. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Zach. U.S. needs to make some major adjustments after Canada got out to a 4-0 lead. Real dominating performance by the Canadians, and we were talking about it, Evan. U.S. just looked asleep. And for Canada, it was kind of like we talked to Peter Smith, their head coach, yesterday. There was just a businessman-like confidence we've been here before. We know how to handle this moment.
Absolutely, and they're showing it with a 4-1 lead. But the last 8 minutes, the Americans settled in, got a goal, slowly can start creeping back and grow that confidence and momentum.
Wine has to make an early save after she gave up 4. Another shot slides across the crease. Lewis was lurking in the area. Americans controlled possession over the last 8 minutes. Got a goal from Hannah Gold, but it was the Canadians the first 12 minutes who got out to a 4-0 lead. 2 power play goals, goal 1 and goal 4, both by the captain Melissa Ronsberg for Canada, as the U.S. dumps it back into their own zone. Canada will clear it back out. Brittany Sawyer probably had the goal of the match, going from center ice all the way to the net, untouched, to score a beautiful goal around Wine. And Kira Golowski, off a beautiful pass by Baptiste on a 2-1 fast break, scored the second goal. So Canada made it 4-0 before Gold's goal, as Canada is offsides.
And a big hit there against Fuzailov. She's a bit slow to get up, and she'll head to the bench.
Not a super physical first period, especially that center ice we've already talked about. It's so important. Canada's dominated. Baptiste and Rubenstein will win it for the Americans, who have an opportunity here. It's Izzy Kraus, the high schooler, shot in front, deflects, and squirts wide of the keeper, Tissenbaum.
U.S. just has to create more opportunities. A great early look for Kraus. Just missed, but coming out, they look calm, they look collective. And a great defensive stop there.
Helowitz with a big hit. Canadians in the offensive zone. 4 goals already for this electric offensive attack. They scored 6 against the Americans the first time out. U.S. was better defensively in game 2, but Canada still had 3 goals in the first 25 minutes. Here's Rubenstein. Shot blocked by Armstrong. Rubenstein gets it back, but Armstrong takes it away from her. Canada has won all the 50-50 pucks. Tight behind the net. It's going to be tough for the Americans to come back, in part because of Molly Tissenbaum for the Canadians. She has only given up 5 goals all tournament. And most of those came in that sixer. She's given up 6 goals, but 4 of those came in that first game between the U.S. and Canada. 6-4 win for the Canadians early last week. Tussle around the boards. Canada corrals. An opportunity shot. Score! 5-1 Canada. The hat trick for Melissa Ronsberg.
And exactly, the captain. Nice open shot. Beats her stick side. Why? Nothing you could do there.
What a game it has been for Melissa Ronsberg. The captain for Canada. Played 5 years at Ryerson University. One of the best players there in program history. And she is having a morning to remember as another shot's put on the glass. Deflects off Wine's pad and out of play. 3 goals for Melissa Ronsberg. And the high schooler, Shira Wine, has struggled here for the Americans. 5 goals given up. And when the U.S. needed a spark coming out of the locker room, they have not gotten it. Instead, it's the Canadians who have gotten the lead back out to 4.
Ronsberg didn't have a goal coming into today. Well, now she's got 3.
Probably the one surprise Canada's had with their captain not scoring, as Canada will just clear it ahead. Ronsberg played until 2016 at Ryerson University, which rebranded recently, now Toronto Metro U. Native of Thornhill, Ontario, who played professionally for a couple years as well in Canada in the CWHL with the Markham Thunder. I already mentioned is Canada will win the race down. It was going to be icing, but it's called off as Canada won the race to the end line. Here's Ronsberg again. How good has she been? A hat trick for the captain. Scored 23 goals at Ryerson University, which was a program record at the time when she graduated. Canadians with a smaller roster but have more experienced players. It showed. Good block by the American defenseman Drew Koretsky. Centered in front, Wine down to her belly, and the puck somehow finds its way back out to a Canadian stick. Another shot fired, and this time Wine covers.
And Coach Levin noted that when we talked to him yesterday, the United States has a bigger roster. They wanted to use their more depth to the advantage, but today, that's not working out so far.
Just 16 players on Canada's roster, 21 on the U.S., but sometimes smaller in stature, greater in strength. Ahead to Rubenstein.
Especially with 21, it's hard to get all of them on the ice, equal playing time, but especially in a gold medal game, Coach Levin said he's going to put his best players on the ice, and right now, he's got no other choice.
U.S. keeps it inside the blue line, looking for another answer. Rolls around to the boards and back up top to the point. Good defensive play, cleared away by Ponzorowski, who has a goal for the Canadians. Here's Rubenstein, centered, and Goldberg, who's been quiet today, couldn't hold on to the puck. Captain Chelsea Goldberg has not been able to get into any sort of rhythm as she's going to come off again for the Americans.
And she really hasn't had ample ice time today.
That's true. A bit of a surprising move by Justin Levin. Here's a 3-on-1. A shot is blocked. Oh my goodness, Kaloff. What a play. 3-on-1. And somehow she gets in front of the puck.
Kaloff there to use her body. It's a gold medal match. You expect nothing else. These players are going to be flying on the ice. And Kaloff takes one right off of the hips.
So often in these big matches, it's a matter of what star shines brighter. And the two stars for Canada, Ronsberg and Kaloff, two of the most experienced players at the collegiate level, have both been brilliant. Kaloff defensively, Ronsberg offensively. For the U.S., their two captains and stars, Ronsberg and Pelowitz, have been almost completely absent. Barely said their names. Five to 1, Canada leads. Here's the 3-on-2 for the Americans. Shot stuffed away by the Canadian keeper, Tissenbaum. He's made a couple saves, but really hasn't been challenged too much. That was an easy save there.
But a good look by Gold, able to create just enough opening. But again, Tissenbaum, you see why. She played at Harvard.
Tissenbaum is an interesting story, who played softball and hockey her first year at Harvard, and she's actually been in the Maccabiah before. She was here in 2017 and played softball, won a gold medal with the Canadian team, and with their teammates, Lauren Weisbarth, who has wine covers on the other end. Weisbarth, I haven't talked about today. She hasn't been much on the ice, but also on the ice hockey team. And those two played together, won gold on the Canadian softball team 5 years ago here in Israel. So two players that can offer a little bit of expertise to a lot of the other Canadians who haven't been to Israel before, haven't experienced the Maccabiah. Canada keeps it in the blue line, and they do so again. That's great stick work. Sawyer fighting towards the puck. U.S. trying to clear it, but Canada will keep it in the zone. Great tenacity by the Canadians. Yeah, finally goes over the blue line, and Canada will have to reset. 13 minutes and change left to play in the second period. 5-1, Canada leads. They took an early 4-0 lead. And the U.S. nearly halfway through this game, still looking to fight back. U.S. will clear it all the way back. Feldberg will go to retrieve it. Shuffled around the boards as the U.S. makes another change.
The Americans looking to come out of that half. Cut the lead instead of 4-1, maybe 4-2, 4-3, but instead it's really been all Canada here in the second period.
Kaloff winds forward before she's taken down. Retrieved for the Americans by Dupuis. Around the boards, it's Rubenstein. And cleared ahead for the U.S. and Pelowitz. The co-captain for the Americans. It deflects off Kaloff, or off Goldberg, or off Feldberg, excuse me. There's a lot of Bergs and Steens on both teams, as this is the Jewish Olympics. Kaloff now for the Canadians. And a chance for a break, but it skids off the stick of Baptiste. The one offensive player has been a little bit quieter. isn't a captain, but the leading goal scorer coming in for Canada. But part of, you think, the top 5-6 players for Canada, how talented and experienced they are. Here's the chance for the Americans, and it winds just wide of the net. Kaloff again, misplayed that one, and the U.S. keeps it inside the attacking zone. Now Feldberg, and she will clear it away.
Probably the second best look there that the U.S. has gotten all second period, 8 minutes in, and only 2 shots.
Not much in the attacking zone. It's been all Canada again here in the second period. Just dumped in by Feldberg. She'll come off. Defenseman will make a change for Canada. Head coach Peter Smith for Canada mentioned all his experience. He's won 3 Canadian national championships. As the referee takes down a U.S. defenseman, it skids right to Brittany Sawyer, and Wine has to come up with the save. The bounces have also gone Canada's way. As we take another look at Peter Smith, you talk about a guy with a lot of experience that can lead a team in a big game like this. Smith is the guy for the job. 3 national titles, 534 wins at 20 years at the Montreal School McGill.
Yeah, and he said hockey's been his life. He's so honored to coach this inaugural team.
Good chance for the Americans. Rebound, it's blocked in front of the net. Canada has built a wall in front of the crease, and the U.S. has struggled to get shots on goal. That was Goldberg, who got probably her best look of the match. Bouncing off the wall, and it's going to be offsides on the Americans. Krause couldn't keep it in. You can see the U.S. U18 hockey team who was practicing before this match. They're going to take on Canada in the gold medal match Sunday afternoon. Canada won that first matchup last Thursday, but U.S. has played much better since. They're 3-0 in their last matches, so that will be a good gold medal match. U.S. with an opportunity. Sat high of the net, redirects off the post. Good job keeping it in by Edelson. Got a shot that deflected. Rubenstein trying to keep it in, but she won't. It's Ronsberg who already has a hat trick. Getting it forward for the Canadians. Just getting a piece of it was Rubenstein, for the U.S. Centered behind the net. Bounced away by the Americans. 5-1 as we reach the halfway point of period number 2. Goldberg ahead for the U.S. Can the star captain get anything going for the Americans? 3 Canadians surround her and just clear it away again. The Canadians have had a lockdown on Chelsea Goldberg.
Not much going for Chelsea today. And again, you said between Tissenbaum and Kaloff, really hasn't been a lot of American opportunities, and only 2 shots for the U.S.
Kaloff clears again. She's had a lot of ice time, but she's been spectacular defensively. Just graduated from Syracuse. So you know she's in good shape, as we're going to have a whistle. And do we have our first penalty of the second period? We may here. Make the call from our friendly Zebras this morning. Discussion between our 4 referee man crew. Well, 3 of them, the others getting excluded. Just as we are past the halfway point of this second period. 2 penalties so far in this match. They've both gone to the U.S. and they both resulted in power play goals off the stick of Melissa Ronsberg.
Looks like we're going to get a face-off in the Canadian zone. Not sure the call yet. I believe it was an icing.
So no penalty. The U.S. will get the face-off in the attacking zone. And now we have another quick whistle. And this will be a penalty on Canada. So the U.S. with their first power play opportunity. And you see some energy from the U.S. bench, looking for any sort of spark. It's going to be Baptiste that will head to the box. Head coach Peter Smith, or head coach Justin Levin, I should say, for the Americans. We'll see what he draws up for the U.S. on their first power play opportunity, just past the halfway point of this gold medal match.
Down 5-1, Canada has looked very solid on the defensive end. You got to think if you're the United States, you need a goal here. You need to win back momentum, especially with one of Canada's best players on the box right now.
Goldberg skates it forward to Kraus, who misplayed it along the boards. Nearly cleared away, but settled down. A shot by Levin is blocked. And Ronsberg will clear it away and all the way back down. Forwards will make a change for Canada. Peter Smith signaling for them to come off. All business for Canada, and it's been all success and all goals so far. Goldberg down the left side. U.S. wants a penalty, but there's going to be no call.
Trying to get a hooking against Kaloff.
On the right side, Dupuis sends one in. It's blocked again. Canada has gotten in front of their goalkeeper, Molly Tissenbaum, and let nearly nothing through. Here's a shot, and Tissenbaum will have to poke it away. Kaloff sends it around the boards. Fighting over, and a massive hit. My goodness. By Zoe Dupuis, but it goes past the blue line, and the U.S. will have to touch up.
Palowitz with a good look. She wasn't able to get the puck in the back of the net.
Another clear by the Canadians. 40 seconds left to go in this power play for the U.S. Running out of time. They try to chip the lead back down to 3. Canada led 4-0 in the first. Hannah Gold got a goal for the U.S., but that gold medal feels far, far away for the U.S. Canada trying to take home the inaugural gold medal in women's hockey here at the Maccabiah. Along the boards, Canada looking for one more clearance with 15 seconds left, and they will get it. All the way back down to Wine. Maybe one last offensive chance here for the U.S. in this power play. They've gotten just one shot on goal. It's Levin forward for the U.S., and the power play will expire, and Baptiste is back on the ice. Good defensive power play by Canada. Centered and intercepted. The other way is Brittany Sawyer, who has a goal for Canada. Sawyer will take it behind the boards, flip it back. And that will head over the blue line, and Canada will have to touch up. We'll dump it down instead. Wine will set it down, and the U.S. will reset. Canada in the second period, an early goal by Melissa Ronsberg to give her a hat trick. That's how they lead 5-1. 2 power play goals by Ronsberg, and then she secured the hat trick just 2 minutes in off a slap shot to really reassert the momentum for Canada after the U.S. got one lead in the first period. Here's Ronsberg inside, and Wine able to dive on the puck before Canada secured their 6th goal.
A really pretty pass there, caught Ronsberg wide open. She just wasn't able to corral it enough and gave Wine enough time to adjust, move to the other side, and make sure that puck doesn't go to the back of the net.
Ronsberg has been the star for Canada, which is obviously a big nameplate to have, where hockey is the national sport in the provinces. She has delivered today for her country. Behind the net for Canada, centered, and a shot is whiffed on. And it will go all the way back to the U.S. attacking zone. Sent forward by Feldberg. All the way back behind the net. Falling to the ground is Golderberg. Centered and deflected wide. Feldberg at the point.
Kirsten.
Oh, beautiful move by Kaloff. And she just lost it at the last moment. Centered it, and Baptiste got a good look. Goldberg sends it in, and Wine is down on the glove. Want to thank all our sponsors today. This gold medal match on the 21st Maccabiah between the U.S. and Canada is brought to you by 76 Capital. 76 Capital, shaping the future of sports. Also brought to you by Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments, the student experience is built here. And Evolution Health Group. Evolution Health Group, we have evolved. I want to thank our sponsors for making this broadcast happen and all our broadcasts here on the 21st Maccabiah. U.S. with a 2-on-1. Here's Goldberg. She's got more playing time in this second period. No shots on goal. That's fired. Deflected. Traffic in front of the nets. And it's Skidder just wide. Kraus nearly backhanded it in.
Dupuis, a good job being able to set up that opportunity with a high shot and a potential rebound for the States. Just can't convert.
Pelowitz into the zone. Tries a sneak attack. And Tissenbaum is up for the challenge. been reliable in net for Canada. Started her senior year at Harvard. Played against Chelsea Goldberg in the Beanpot tournament in Boston. Forward is Kraus, centered there, and batted away by the Canadians. (5-1), 5 minutes left to play. It's Ronsberg centered and deflected in front. A good piece of stick work by Jody Barris. First time we mentioned her name. Wine with a save, rebound, Ronsberg. Puck is down, Wine diving, and she covers.
Pozurowski right there the entire time, right in front of Wine, trying to create chaos and get that rebound. Just Wine, too good right there.
Justin Levin made the joke yesterday. She's like a fine wine. Doesn't matter what her age is. Today has not been her best performance, though. 4 goals in the first period. But you have to give credit to Canada. A lot of the, I'd say a good handful of the goals. There's not been much chance for Wine. Canadians have dominated from opening whistle to now, with 4 minutes left to play in the second period. Canada looking to take home just their second gold medal of these games. U.S. currently with 11 gold medals in total to Maccabiah. That's second only behind Israel. Kraus forward looking for some help, and Canada will just clear it back. A slapper set into the zone.
To your point, there are a lot of gold medals will be handed out this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to be busy. Watch the open men's soccer team for the U.S. advance to the gold medal final. Came back from behind to beat Argentina as a good look for Baptiste. Wine just got a piece of it, and on the other side of the pipe, there's a Canadian down. A good break.
Looks like
by
Noah
Canada.
Faberman, number 81.
Baptiste got a stick on it, and then Faberman wipes out. She's back up on her blades and appears to be okay. Face off in the Canadian zone. 1 goal in the second period. It went to Melissa Ronsberg. Canada has a 5-1 lead, looking to win the inaugural gold medal in women's ice hockey. 3 more golds to be handed out this weekend, as you said, Evan, here at the Pice Arena in ice hockey. Men's gold medal final is tomorrow, 9:30 in prime time here in Israel. It's 2:30 if you're back in the States or in Canada. And it will be a matchup between the U.S. and Canada. Canada won in 2017, but it seems the first time they faced off, the U.S. dominated last week. They won 9-1, I should say. Kind of a surprising result for everyone involved. Kaloff dancing around in the Canadian zone. Centers, Baptiste deflects and just sailed high of the bar. That was hanging in the air for what felt like millenniums.
Goloski with a potential rebound opportunity, but the puck just slips past the goal. Here's a 3-on-2 for the States.
Levin fires, rebound, just wide of the blade of Rubenstein. Attackers will change for the U.S. Picked up by Rubenstein. Ahead and bobbled by Kraus. And then just a easy save for Tissenbaum. That looked like a great opportunity for the Americans. And just could not be corralled. That was Alex Bloom.
Bloom had a one-on-one opportunity, a chance to cut the lead and make it 5-2. Just unable to corral the puck. And unfortunately, Kraus just not there in time to get the rebound before the Canadians all came.
Got to take your advantage. Take advantage of your opportunities in hockey, especially if you're U.S. down 4. They have not done that.
U.S. has had some solid looks today, but just like you said, unable to find the back of the net more than once.
Lewis to Ronsberg behind the net for Canada. Just over 2 minutes left to play in the second period. Just to finish on the hockey gold medal games, we have the Masters and the U18 finals. Those are on Sunday. Behind the net is Rubenstein for the Americans. To the point, Goldberg fires, deflects wide. There's Goldberg again, the captain for the Americans. Out of Northeastern, the Huskies. One of the best women's hockey programs in the country. They were in the Frozen Four last year, played in State College. Tussle against the boards, and Canada comes up with the 50-50 puck once again, and now they have a 3-on-2. Rubenstein's trying to get back, and she will. And a good block by Zoe Dupuis, who's been active in the second period. Rubenstein fighting along the boards with Ronsberg. 2 Americans against 1 Canadian, and it is won by Dupuis. Dupuis will get it forward to Kraus. A 2-on-1 here for the Americans. Kraus fires wide. Wonder if she never saw Goldberg there, Evan.
Good look, but I think Goldberg was just a little too far back. And in that point, if you're 1-on-1, you got to trust your player. But unfortunately, Chelsea with no opportunity to rebound.
Goldberg pokes it forward. Tori Bevan couldn't corral it. And now Canada might have an opportunity on the other end. Along the boards, Kaloff pokes it to the right side. The U.S. will come up with it. A couple break opportunities here for the Americans. And that skitters back over the blue line. And now it's going to fall back to the Canadians. 30 seconds left to play here in the second period. Canada scored it early in the second period, and there really haven't been too many good goal-scoring opportunities since. Nearly 20 minutes away from a gold medal. 15 seconds left to play. One last opportunity for both teams.
The Americans, but just not a lot of looks, not enough to cut this 5-1 lead.
Canada won 4-1 just 2 days ago, and as we approach the end of the second period, a similar score here today. 40 minutes complete. The Canadian fans are on their feet. 20 minutes away, Canada is from the inaugural gold medal in women's ice hockey.
Absolutely, and it was a dominating period for Canada. The U.S. limited shot opportunities, while Canada seemed like they controlled the puck all the time. Ronsberg, another good look for even more goals this period.
That felt big. Ronsberg, the goal in the first 2 minutes to secure the hat trick and really breathe any life out of the Americans that they brought into the locker room. Still 20 minutes left to play, but a 5-1 lead for Canada. And for the Canadians, it's just about finishing things now. Businessman-like performance for Canada throughout. 4 goals to take a 4-0 lead. And they have been comfortably in front ever since. Looking to finish this Maccabiah 5-0 and undefeated and home with a gold medal.
Good for the States, though. In that period, you saw more opportunities for Chelsea Goldberg. If anyone's got to get going, it's Chelsea and it's Zoe Pelowitz. You need to see a bit more control on the ice of the puck. Both of them had some looks this period, just unable to connect.
Canada has won 4 of the last 5 gold medals in the Olympics, looking for their first gold medal here in the 21st Maccabiah. Zach Gershman is down ringside. He wants to talk to Canada's head coach Peter Smith, but he's currently having a conversation with the 3 referees down by the ringside. The Zamboni is back out. We have one more hockey match here today. Bronze medal match between Israel and Team Europe in the Open Men's Hockey. Zach Gershman is down ringside with Peter Smith, and let's send it down here from the Canadian head coach.
We're here with Coach Peter Smith, Canada up 5-1 entering the third period. Coach, 20 minutes away from potential gold medal. How special is this for you right now?
That's good. I mean, I think there's some things that we could do a little bit better, to be honest with you. Managing energy, I think, for both teams is a bit of an issue now. So it's, who's got the gas in the tank to come out for the third period. But I like our game. As I said, I think there's some little things that we could do a little better. But
what are some of those little things that you could do a little bit better?
I think we've given up too many odd man rushes. So we got to shore that one up a little bit.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Zach. U.S. and Canada. 5-1 lead for the Canadians. 20 minutes left to play to decide a gold medal match. And Peter Smith, all business. He's not going to get too high, too low. And that's how the Canadians have played through the first 40 minutes. We'll be back in 15 minutes. While we're gone, stay by your TV. We got some great work by our Maccabi USA media team, some great packages and stories on the game. So stick around. That's coming up here. You're watching the gold medal match for the 21st Maccabiah in women's ice hockey between Canada and the U.S. as the Canadians lead 5-1.
It was a disappointing finish for Maccabi USA Open Men's 3-on-3 basketball as they lost to Uruguay in the bronze medal match 11-8 on Tuesday evening.
We're just deflated. We didn't come out. They wanted it more. Well, I think we're a very skilled, more skilled team. They came out strong, and their big man really played well. He's an excellent player.
Playing in an unfamiliar setting on the beach played a role in the team's loss.
Shooting here is difficult because of the wind, and we went like 1 for 12 in our last 3 games from 3 or something abysmal like that. So, yeah, we need to learn how to play with the wind a little bit better, I think.
Although it wasn't the outcome the U.S. wanted at the Maccabiah Village, the players enjoyed their time in the first ever 3-on-3 tournament.
I'm really honored to be part of the inaugural games. Made a lot of friends, evidently, and I'm just happy to be here. It was great. Great. I'm glad they're doing it now.
It's so much more than just, medals. It's about the connections, the experience, and coming to Israel. So, it's nothing we're going to hang our heads about.
This marks the end of the inaugural 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the Maccabiah Games. For Maccabi Media, I'm Sam Ostry.
Here at the Poleg Beach in Israel, it's the official Maccabi Village. So come on with me, let's take a tour. The first stop on the tour is our great merch stand here in the Maccabi Village. And I gotta say, there's a lot of things I wanna buy. Guys, did you guys buy anything special today?
Got it. Bought for the family. Got something for my, let's see. I got my bucket hat.
Oh.
You gotta get out. You gotta keep cool in the heat. So, here. There you go.
Hey, there it is.
That's it. You gotta be styling. This is the place to be, guys. Come on down.
Why is my stomach growling? Well, it's a good thing our next stop is the food court, the official food court of the Maccabi Games. Come on, let's check it out. Shalom, shalom. This is schnitzel. What do you guys think of schnitzel? It's good. It's good? Good. No, it's good. That's really good. What do you guys think of the schnitzel? Your mom made this. Your mom did an excellent job. This part of the tour is really cool. Right behind me, you see the course of the Maccabi Ninja Warrior set, where warriors and athletes from all over the world actually compete right here in front of a cheering crowd, hoping to have their feet not touch the ground. And that concludes our tour, and all you have to do now is see it to believe it. Charlie Goldberg, Maccabi Media.
A thriller to advance to the final. Maccabi USA has just enough to beat Brazil in 4 sets as the Americans get past the Brazilians for the second time this tournament, this time to advance them to the gold medal game on Friday.
The rematch was much closer than the U.S.'s 3-0 win one day earlier, as the U.S. U18 girls volleyball team found troubles against Brazil from the first serve of their semifinal bout. While the Americans were able to get some of their shots in, a lack of shot control early on plagued them, as the Brazilians took set 1 25-17.
I feel like we definitely pushed through it, and even though the scoreboard may have shown that we were losing, we definitely kept our heads up and kept fighting and pulled it out.
The troubles continued early in the second set, but the U.S. kept their energy up, and some good results would follow. The U.S. were finally able to get into a rhythm that helped them come back for a win in sets 2 and 3.
I feel like volleyball is a very energetic sport, and it's really easy to mess up and just forget everything. So I feel like bringing a lot of energy to the court is really important, because even if you're losing, you can make it feel like you're winning and then just take off.
The match was not over yet, though, with the Brazilians not giving up easily. Brazil built a late lead before the U.S. came crawling back. As tensions rose on both sides, Maccabi USA head coach Michael Gill called the timeout.
He told us that we have to put the effort in for every single ball, and we had let a lot of balls drop between us without communication, and we're one team, so we really have to communicate and keep the energy up and fight for every single ball no matter where it goes, and that really helped us turn things around.
The timeout was just what the team needed, as the girls responded in the come-from-behind fourth set to put the match away. 26-24 was the final score to advance the U.S. to the gold medal game.
I feel like we need to bring the same energy that we had this match and just play together, cohesive, and bring the energy.
The U.S. will go for gold against Israel on Friday, as the Americans will look to avenge an earlier 3-1 loss to the Israelis this tournament. From Ramat Elan Community Sports Hall, I'm Alex Burstein, Maccabi Media.
Back at Pice Arena on the south side of Jerusalem as we approach Friday afternoon. Canada 5-1 lead as we head into the final period. Only one goal in that second period, but it was Melissa Ronsberg, a hat trick for the Canadian captain.
Yeah, and a great shot by Ronsberg, was able to beat Wine on her stick side. Just nothing she could do there, upper 90. A great shot, and that's why Canada's up 5-1, and Ronsberg has got a hat trick today.
Felt like a big goal for Canada momentum-wise, just 2 minutes in, really, to stifle any American momentum out of the locker room, and I think that's why probably these first 2 minutes are key as well. If the U.S. has any chance of completing a miraculous comeback, they're going to need a goal early.
Absolutely, that, and Canada's got 2 goals off of power plays already. Take those 2 away, we're at 3-1 game, it's a lot closer. The U.S. just wasn't sharp coming out of the jump.
The first full goals for Canada were in a span of about 5 minutes from the 15-minute mark to the 10-minute mark in the second period. U.S. got one back late, and that's all. Also, Ronsberg leading the way with a hat trick. Fresh ice for the Americans and the captain, Chelsea Goldberg. Krause intercepted. Kalof's been spectacular defensively for Canada. Gets it back, and the U.S. resets.
Yeah,
top line out there for the Americans.
Through first 2 periods, really tough to choose, the player of the game, even though we're very early and there's still 19:23 left. But Ronsberg, obvious hat trick, but Kalof cannot take anything away. She's had a fantastic defensive day.
Poked back. Fuzailov, into the seam, fires, gets the puck back, wraparound deflects, and again, those black jerseys hanging around the crease, not letting anything through. Baptiste forward. Leading goal scorer for Canada coming in. She hasn't scored, but she hasn't needed to. It's been a team effort today by the Canadians. Peter Smith, businessman-like, when we talked to him yesterday again when Zach caught up with him at the end of the second period, saying, hey, we still have things to improve on. We got to reach our energy levels higher for this last period. Safe to say their energy levels have been very high through the first 2. Tessenbaum will cover on a loose puck. Minute and a half gone in the third. Both teams will make a full change. 5-1. Canada leads. 18 minutes left in this women's ice hockey gold medal final as we about to reach the afternoon here from Jerusalem.
For any gear nuts like me, Tissenbaum rocking the cool Harvard helmet, crimson and white.
Got to rep the crimson. You got to rep that you went to Harvard, too. I mean, if I went to Harvard, I would brag about it.
I probably wouldn't stop talking about it, but granted, yeah, don't have a Harvard degree.
You don't need to talk about it. The degree stands for itself, and, hey, when you're a 2-sport athlete at Harvard and, do the academic side, too, speaks for itself, and her play spoke for herself today for Tessenbaum. Allowed just 1 goal today. She's allowed just 7 goals in this tournament. This is the 5th game.
And both of these teams handedly defeating Team Israel. But the whole point of the Team Israel is to grow the sport, to get hockey.
Here's a good chance in front for Canada, and Wine will cover.
And again, hockey, wanting them, especially in the women's division, to become more popular in Israel. And both of these teams, whether it was Canada or the United States, have been mentors to the women here.
Yeah, we talked with both teams. They both mentioned a lot about how much they want to grow the game, and they had to get Israel a team because you need 3 teams in the Maccabiah to have a sport. So to get women's ice hockey into the games, you need to have a 3rd team, and a big part of that was making sure Israel had a team. And both of these teams have worked with Israel, training them. We talked with Canada and a few of their players. Samara Lewis led the charge for the Canadians in helping coach them. Peter Smith as well as Kalof with a nice move, but lost the puck at the last moment. Peter Smith as well coached in his Israel practice on Monday morning, so both sides have really said, hey, it's instrumental that we continue to grow the game, both here in Israel and across the world. They want to grow the games in the U.S. and in Canada in terms of women's hockey, but, they want more teams as well in the future. Offsides on Canada. And we'll have a face-off at center ice.
Baptiste just a little bit too out ahead as she crosses the blue line before the puck.
Peter Smith mentioned, too, wants to have a U18 league as well, have one for the boys. It's a great way to grow the game when you have young players getting out, and then hopefully they come back for the open team in the Maccabiah later. Have 4 teams in the U18 boys division. Lucky to Talk with their coach and some of their players. Mentioned that gold medal match is on Sunday between the U.S. and Canada. Baptiste in front, centered and cleared away, and now the U.S. has an opportunity on a break. That was one thing Peter Smith talked about. Wants less fast breaks for the Americans, and it's cleared away by the Canadian keeper Tissenbaum.
And Chelsea Goldberger gets knocked down there, finally gets her first shot of the day.
The captain for the Americans, quite a story. She's been quiet today, but we got a chance to catch up with Chelsea yesterday. Obviously, she's had a ton of media on her. If you're a Jewish hockey fan, you're going to know her name. She's in the Southern California Jewish Sports Hall of Fame with names like Sandy Koufax. Pretty good, and drafted by the Boston Blades Professional Hockey League. As there's a good shot by Krause, and it's diverted wide. It's a stellar career for Goldberg. She's working now full-time in the real estate business, but continuing to try to play in hockey. Krause's shot, and a save made by Tissenbaum. The U.S. with a little energy here.
Really good job by Tissenbaum, flashing the leather, flashing her glove. Nice, easy stop. Not too hard, but at the same time, give credit where credit is due. A great look for the Americans, just unable to convert yet again.
Just to finish on Goldberg, we talked about how instrumental she was in starting women's hockey here in the Maccabiah. She actually tried to play in 2013 with her twin brother Chad, where the men's hockey came back after a 16-year hiatus, and she was denied playing. And really from that, she said, I want to get women's hockey in the game. It took 9 years, but she's done it. Win or lose, that's the moment and that effort is going to be bigger than whatever color medal is around her neck.
Especially got to think after this year, women's hockey is going to be around in the Maccabiah for a very, very long time.
That's certainly the hope. Imagine men's hockey had 16 years without it being played until it was renewed in 2013. I think having Pice Arena as well, a state-of-the-art hockey arena, NHL quality when we talk to the coaches, certainly helps the game as well. There's 9,000 fans in attendance at the men's final in 2017 in the last Maccabiah. We're expecting a big crowd tomorrow night with a 9:30 puck drop after the sun sets. And it's really the only show in town Saturday night after Shabbat ends here in Israel. What a move by Kaloff. Can she do it all herself? Coast to coast, fires just wide of the post. Baptiste will have to touch up for the Canadians. 5 minutes gone. Canada still leads by 4.
Kaloff there with a really good rush for the the Canadians.
Right side, shot fired by Beerworth well wide. Poked ahead by Canada. They are comfortable to dump and clear. Scoring goals at this point not a priority for the Canadians. When they're up 4 with only 14 minutes to play, the clock is their friend.
Canada able to play their zone, take the space when it's given, but at the end of the day, can play a bit of keep away. Don't want to give too many doors for the Americans to somehow claw their way back into this with a little under 15 minutes remaining.
Dupuis over to Pelowitz, and did it deflect over the glass, or is that another penalty on Pelowitz?
Looks like the refs are going to come together. But as of right now, it might not look too good.
Canadians didn't think that was touched. And it is going to be a penalty on Pelowitz, who sent it right up over the glass without it being deflected. Pelowitz had a penalty in the first period, which led to a Melissa Ronsberg goal to make it 4-0 Canada. And this is not a good sign for the U.S. The first 2 power plays for Canada in the first period were both goals by Melissa Ronsberg.
And if you take a look, Kaloff and Baptiste are both on the ice for Team Canada.
Referees discussing some plans here. 5-1 lead for the Canadians. They took a 4-0 lead, and Canada has coasted sets, closing in on a gold medal.
Not only that, but Ronsberg also on the ice. Canada with their #1 line out right now. Really dangerous time for the United States if they're looking to get back into this.
There was some confusion with Pelowitz was in the box. The U.S. claimed that it was Sloan Peterson who should be there, but referees confirm it. It was Pelowitz who clearly sent the puck over the glass, so she's back in the box. And the U.S. will now be a man down. Canadians surrounding Hannah Gold, the one goal scorer today for the U.S. Two for two on power plays for the Canadians. They've done all the little things well. On faceoffs, 150-50 pucks, done great job keeping pucks in zones, with the exception of that. U.S. with a break, trying to score a goal. Shorthand, a great look for Rubenstein, but it's patted away by Tissenbaum.
And who was there to set up the play? The one player that the U.S. needs to get going, Chelsea Goldberg. They will have any chance of coming back.
To the left side for Canada. Up a man with 1:10 left to go in the power play. Baptiste to the top of the zone, and Kaloff. The Syracuse Orange has been nothing short of spectacular. Oh, she had a wide open man. It was Sawyer looking for her second goal. It just deflected. Here's Sawyer again and cleared away.
And a great stick save there by Gerstein, able to just get enough of the puck to deflect it.
Here's a chance fired wide by Pozorowski. Canada keeps it in the zone. 40 seconds left to play in the power play. Another shot, and it just goes wide of line. No team has scored in over 25 minutes. U.S. will just hold it along the boards. Finally, it unwinds. And centered off the post. It didn't go in, or did it? No. Wow, off the bottom of the post. The U.S. catches a break there, and Wine covers. Let's take another look.
Great penetration.
Wow.
Bottom of the post and back out into the crease. The U.S., a little bit of a deep breath there, but still a lot of work to go.
Sawyer thought she had goal number 2, but it's right off the ring work. 20 seconds left to go in the power play. U.S. trying for the first time to kill a full 2 minutes. They will clear it away, and that should be enough. All the way back down to Tissenbaum. 12 minutes left to play in this gold medal match. Canada leads 5-1. The power play is over. Pelowitz will come out of the box. Quick shot fired by Levin.
Really great.
Canada corrals.
Really great power play kill there by the U.S., especially at a time where they absolutely needed it, and they got it.
Dupuis around, slings it around the boards. It hustles back into the U.S. zone. But guess who it is? It's Kaloff there with fancy footwork. Kaloff skating through defenders and poked away at the last moment by Hannah Gold.
Kaloff just brilliant with the stick today.
Back to Gold, fires well wide. Rebound falls to Chelsea Goldberg. Didn't get a lot of ice time in the first period. She's been busy in the second and third periods, but hasn't gotten a lot of good looks. Canada will clear it back, and that will be a clear icing.
U.S., one of the things they haven't been that strong on today is winning faceoffs. Canada has really controlled the puck on the drop. Right now, you got to put your best faceoff player, and that very well could be Chelsea Goldberg, but instead they're going to send Rubenstein.
Well, we talked to Peter Smith yesterday, asked what are the strengths of your team? That's a whiff. Centered in front, Krause had an opportunity. Rubenstein couldn't find the puck. Talked to Peter Smith yesterday. He said, hey, yeah, we aren't as deep of a team. We may not be the fastest team, but we're very well organized. Technically, we're really on top of things, and I think we've seen that today.
Absolutely. Big thing, too. They've been controlling their space. Everything that Coach Levin talked about with us yesterday that they wanted to make sure Canada wasn't able to do, they did all of that in the first period and was able to jump out to a 4-1 lead, controlling space, controlling the puck, and dominating on the rush.
Here's Baptiste, who will meander it forward. U.S. corrals off the blade of Bloom. She'll retain it back and dump it into the American zone. Reaching the halfway point of the third period, Canada closing in on their first ever gold medal in women's ice hockey. They'll play it forward again and again, icing. But Canada at this point content to do just that.
And the speed and organization of Canada has just been too much for the United States today. When you're playing a very organized team that's been sharp and that hasn't missed a beat, 5-1, that's a pretty big hole.
The stick work, I think, has been incredible, too, for the Canadians. Stick work, the skating has been so on point. I think it starts with Kaloff. You know, you're playing D1 hockey. You're playing at a high level. She's in shape, and you have to remember, a lot of these players, 4 or 5 years out of college aren't in the same shape Kaloff is, just finishing a hockey season. There's a good block in front by the Canadians. And going the other way will be Sawyer. I think it's big that you're in shape, and I think Kaloff has been, obviously Ronsberg has the hat trick, but Kaloff has been so impressive defensively, really denying any good opportunities for the Americans.
Like you said, just watching Kaloff with the stick has been awesome.
There's a shot and a save by Tissenbaum. A good look for Pelowitz.
What she's been able to create in a one-on-one situation and just weaving through the U.S. defense has just been brilliant today.
Another icing on the Canadians, but clearly they don't care too much at this point. The whole goal, just prevent the U.S. from getting any good opportunities, and you could count them really in this whole game on one hand. Face-off, Rubenstein and Ronsberg will battle it out. Weisbarth, excuse me. Weisbarth wins it for Canada. Tussle around the board, centered, and Goldberg whiffed on the shot. Ahead to Ronsberg. She leads the way for Canada. A hat trick for the captain for the Canadians. Peter Smith talked about how great a leader she is. All her experience has been huge. And she has led the way for Canada in this gold medal match. Set the tone with the first goal of the game at the 15-minute mark. Added a second in the first as that's centered and cleared away by Krause. And then really stopped any U.S. momentum to start the second period with her third goal to secure a hat trick. I didn't see any hats thrown on the ice, though.
Nah, I don't think there's a lot of hats here in the stands. But, I don't think they definitely wouldn't want to throw a yarmulke.
No, you can't do that. We talked about that on the futsal broadcast on Monday. No throwing yarmulkes on the ice. At least in futsal, too, it's a hardwood court. I don't think the yarmulke would be super damaged. But on the ice, especially with Shabbat coming up tonight, we're all going to need our yarmulkes tonight.
Exactly.
There's one. Nicely secured with the sunglasses. I mean, that's a beautiful yarmulke. I would not want to damage that.
And the clip, too.
That's fashion and Judaism all in one.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of that here in Israel. I'll tell you, the fashion is on point with the Jewish people here in Israel. I think they could take a few pointers back in New York and New Jersey, just saying.
100%.
Krause to the right side, poked forward. And Toronto and Montreal, of course, as well. Kaloff to the left side. 8 minutes away from the party starting in Toronto and Montreal. Canada closing in on a gold medal with 8:20 left to play. Broadcast, gold medal match brought to you by 76 Capital. 76 Capital shaping the future of sports. There are the trophies and the gold medals as well getting ready to be handed out. Israel will take the bronze. Canada is 8:30 away from winning gold. First ever women's hockey competition here at the 21st Maccabiah. Right side, shot fired, poked away by Tissenbaum.
Good look there by Rubenstein.
Still in high school and Glencoe, Illinois. There's a lot of youth on this American squad. That's Rubenstein again, who will dump it in. Americans with 21 players, but 4 of them have no college experience. They have either still in high school or enter college this year. That can make things a little challenged, not used to the speed of the international game. And when we talked with Justin Levin, as well as the U.S. centers and scores.
Great look there by Buzailov right in front of the goal, was able to get a rebound and poke it right through the 5-hole of Tissenbaum.
I believe it's Rubenstein who will get credit for the goal. We mentioned her, the high schooler out of the Chicago area, centered. Oh, did that yeah, I think you're right, Evan. That deflected off Buzailov. There was a couple Canadians in front. Take another look. Kaloff there. No, that deflected off Kaloff and then right off the foot of the Canadian goalkeeper Tissenbaum. Well, a lucky bounce for the Americans and some sort of momentum. So the goal will be credited to Rubenstein as it deflected off Kaloff and then off the inside foot of Tissenbaum. Canada's got all the bounces until that. Here's a chance for the U.S. and it deflects off the side of the net. Well, just about as we were ready to crown the gold medal to Canada, the U.S. makes it a 3-goal game and has a little bit of momentum. Get it down to 2, and things start getting interesting. Oh, good stick move in front. A shot is deflected and wide, and we have a whistle and a penalty's coming up on the Americans. That's a backbreaker.
Yeah, and that was Bloom who was there to make the shot block. But then she gets called for a penalty.
Right after the American goal, and you see Justin Levin shaking his head.
How do you kill momentum? Pick up a penalty. And unfortunately for the Americans, you had it going away. Crowd was getting back into it, and Bloom's going to serve 2 in the penalty box.
Good amount of Americans in attendance. We've seen a lot of them in Israel, really wherever we go. A lot of families have made the trip out to Israel for so many their first trip. Canada with a shot, and it's deflected away by Wine. Behind the net. Shot fired, scored! The icing on the cake for Canada, Brittany Sawyer with her second goal.
Again, a great look, a power play opportunity taken advantage of. Canada 3 for 4 on the power play today. Now they're going to be up 6-2.
You draw that up in practice, Sawyer top shelf.
It's a great open pass and a great look for Sawyer. Beats Wine, glove side. Nothing Wine can do about that.
She, unfortunately, for the U.S., kind of got shielded by her own defenseman there. So how about Canada? The power plays really have been the story of this game. They are 3 for 4 on power plays. 2 in the first, 1 here in the third, and right away they answer the U.S. goal. That's centered in front and glows wide.
Walden with a good look there.
Another shot wide of Wine off the stick of Koretsky. Americans running out of time. 6.5 minutes left to play here in Pice Arena in Jerusalem. This beautiful facility for hockey in the 21st Maccabiah. We're right next to Teddy Stadium where the opening ceremony is. Another chance for Canada, and Wine was able to get her stick on it and deflected all the way past the blue line. Good move for the Canadians by Ronsberg, who was looking for goal number 4. Whistle blown. Both teams will make a change. 6 goals for Canada. They scored 6 in this first matchup. I mean, how about the Canadians? They've scored at least 4 goals in all of their games, and they've scored 6 in 3 of the 4, including the first time against Israel. And we know Israel's obviously a developing country in terms of hockey, but they beat them 24-0.
Yeah, Canada just able to generate offense pretty much at will during this whole tournament.
That's some firepower. The Maple Leaf waving around in the stands. Canada can feel it now. 6 minutes left to play in the gold medal match, and the Canadians closing in on a golden summer in Israel. Pelowitz, the co-captain for the Americans. Left side shot trickles by Tissenbaum, but just wide of the post. Canadians got out to a 4-0 lead in the first period. They haven't looked back. Similar to game number 2 between these two, Canada got out to a 3-0 lead. U.S. played a little bit better defense from there, but could never recover. Today the story's been the power play. Here's another chance for Canada. It's Lewis into the zone. It deflects high, bounces off the glove of Wine. The U.S. is all clear.
Wine definitely a bit lucky that it bounced over the net instead of behind her and in. She's in good positioning, though.
Goldberg with a nice move. Behind the net, she's sandwiched by a couple Canadian defenders, and it's cleared back out. The U.S. will have to touch up. Five minutes left to play. I think for some of the Americans, still the last 5 minutes to savor. Really for the Americans and the Canadians, especially some of the older players, could be their last time on the ice ever. For some, though, their career's just getting started. Rubenstein to Pelowitz. Pelowitz spins it around, and it's run down by Bierworth. Deflected back out. The U.S. will just dump it in.
Especially one of those players who might be some of her last time on the ice.
Offsides on the Americans.
Goldberg. Again, she's approaching 30. At that point, how much time do you have left on the ice? Already has 2 tears in both of her ACLs.
Hey, she said she hopes she's back in 3 years. This is the first of many memories, she said, when we talked to her before. And the Americans do have a 40-year-old player on the team, and Jody Barris, who graduated from Michigan, where she played club hockey there back all the way in 2001, which is around when me and Evan were born. Not to make her feel old. It's very impressive she's still out on the ice. We saw her a little bit earlier in the second period, but obviously the conditioning gets a lot harder as you're older if you prefer for open teams that you have the collegiate players who are in their best shape.
And especially someone like Kaloff.
Kaloff has been spectacular defensively. Melissa Ronsberg, who graduated in 2016, did play professionally for a couple years with the Markham Thunder before being instrumental, along with Chelsea Goldberg, in setting up this Maccabiah women's hockey tournament at the games. Has been spectacular today with a hat trick. You thought maybe for Canada, too. The U.S. mentioned it yesterday. They're playing 3 games in 3 days. They played Israel just yesterday at 1 o'clock, so it's really 2 games in 24 hours, which is pretty brutal for hockey. The shot's deflected in front, and the Americans will clear it away. But Canada has looked the fresher team.
And we talked about it way earlier in the Open. It's hard to beat a team once. It's harder to beat them twice. Canada looking like they're going to accomplish something that's virtually impossible and beat a team 3 times in a row.
That's what they say. Beating three teams is one of the hardest tasks in sports. No problem for the Canada women's hockey team. 3 minutes left to go, and the Canadians can taste a gold medal. U.S. will just clear it back. Last chance for the Americans. They trail by 4. They trail by 4 for the majority of this match. Oh, my goodness. A massive hit there and a couple words exchanged. That was Pelowitz, who got a huge hit on the glass. And a couple players exchanged words. And Pelowitz is headed to the box.
Frustration, anger, just Pelowitz unable to contain the emotions and picks up yet another penalty. We'll see if Canada can go 4 of 5 now on the power play.
Last chance for the Canadians. 3 for 4 on power plays, including 2 in the first. U.S. has had just 1 power play. That deflects in front. Loose puck falls to Sawyer. Another 5 on 4. U.S. has not had much success defensively here. Centered in front off the stick of Baptiste, and the Americans will clear back down. 2:30 left to play here from Pice Arena in Jerusalem. The hardware getting ready to be handed out to Canada. Canadians would love a sweep in hockey. Open tomorrow, Masters in U18 on Sunday. Sent in, and Wine makes the save. Want to let you know this gold medal match between the United States and Canada is brought to you by Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments, the student experience is built here.
Canadian flags waving. 2:15 to go, Griffin. At this point, just a bit out of the reach for the United States.
Beautiful maple leaf. This great rivalry in women's hockey and in international sports between Canada and the U.S. Deflected in front. A good look for Sawyer, who's looking for a hat trick to join Ronsberg. Nearly got it there. Kaloff, spectacular all game. Shoots, fires, deflected, and covered by Wine. A minute left to go in this Canadian power play, and just under 2 minutes left to go in this gold medal match. Want to thank our whole crew today. Everyone's done an exceptional job. They'll be with us through the last 3 broadcasts of these games. Closing ceremonies on Monday. Sent all the way back down to Tissenbaum. Canada will feel free to take some time. Simon Rosenwasser, our director, producer, graphics. Actually, Dylan Manfrey's running graphics. So Simon has 1 job off today, but he does just about everything for our broadcasts. And he's had, 1 day off in the last 2 weeks or something like that?
If that.
He's not sleeping. He's done an incredible job setting up our broadcasts. All our great camera work today as well. Noah Mwat, Noah Friedman, and Neil Slotkin, who does a little bit of it all as well on camera. Men's Open gold medal match tomorrow night, Pice Arena, 9:30. We'll have that broadcast. Evans on play-by-play. Zach Gershman will have color. I'll be on the sideline. 1 minute left to play. Canada closing in on a gold medal. A hard takedown there. And some frustration coming out for the U.S. Pelowitz out of the box. 45 seconds left to play. Canada closing in on a gold medal. Our last broadcast, by the way, scheduled for Sunday evening. Women's and men's basketball gold medal finals. A lot of medals to be handed out this weekend, including today and Sunday. 30 seconds left to go. The Canadian chants breaking out at Pice Arena. The Canadians took a 4-0 lead early, undefeated in this tournament. They have never looked back. Hard takedown and a last-minute penalties coming here for the Canadians. It'll be just the second, but that brings up the point. Canada has been so disciplined throughout this match. It just felt like quiet confidence. That's what we got from head coach Peter Smith, one of the most experienced women's hockey coaches anywhere, and it's really exuded on his team.
Yeah, Pozorowski's going to go to the box and serve the last 16.1 seconds. But at the end of the day, 6-2 lead, does not matter. Canada came in strictly business. They've been business on the ice. And my goodness, they showed it today in 16 seconds until they get the goal.
I'm still standing as playing, but the United States no longer is. 10 seconds left to play. Canada will win their first ever gold medal in women's ice hockey in the inaugural year. Hail to the North! Canada are the gold medalists in women's ice hockey! Canada finishes the games 5-0. They dominate the Americans in this gold medal final and win 6-2. Melissa Ronsberg, the captain with the hat trick, certainly a day she will never forget. Was an excellent day for the goalkeeper Molly Tissenbaum, who has been really excellent all games long. Brittany Sawyer had 2 goals as well, and the Canadians dominate and win 6-2 to a U.S. team that really looked shell-shocked in the first period and never recovered.
And don't forget, too, for the Canadians, Shelby Kaloff, a great day for her. Yes. Didn't get on the score sheet, but she was the reason that a lot of this U.S. attack happened. She was able to create space, take her opportunities, and set her teammates up for a lot of really good looks and chances.
There are the gold medals ready to be handed out, and for head coach Peter Smith, just another thing to add to his trophy chest back in Montreal. He has 3 national championships with McGill. He has 2 gold medals as an assistant coach on the 2010 and 2006 women's ice hockey teams in the Olympics, and now we can add a gold medal in the Maccabiah games.
Absolutely, and a good game, battle fought by the United States. Got to give them some credit. Canada goes home with the gold, but without players like Chelsea Goldberg from the U.S., this entire open division would have never happened.
That's a big win when the first puck was dropped between the U.S. and Israel last Wednesday. Really felt like that was the moment that everyone had been waiting for, no matter what happened going forward. All women's ice hockey players were winning, and you certainly hope that it continues going forward. It was a lot of fun, especially the U.S. and Canada, 3 matchups. Certainly you hope more teams, U18 division, and the growth of the game both here in Israel and for Jews around the world. Medals getting ready to be handed out. We'll keep it here. Israel walking out on the ice. They'll receive their bronze medals first. The U.S. will earn the silver, and Canada will be awarded the gold. Beautiful Pice Arena here in Jerusalem. Second time it's been used for ice hockey. Wonderful setting for these hockey championships. And still 2 more days left to go in the Maccabiah.
Good look there at Team Israel. Bronze medalists. The reason why this was able to happen, the United States and Canada had to have a 3rd team. And a big thing, again, growing the game. That's why this Team Israel is a part of the Maccabiah.
Yeah, Team Israel, too, made history back in March at the International Women's Ice Hockey Games in Europe. Israel fielded a team, the first time in international hockey Israel on the women's side had ever fielded a team. Let's take a listen to the PA announcer for our medal ceremony.
Presenting today's medal ceremony, as well as declaring the tournament awards, are Mr. President of the International Ice Hockey Federation, Miss Lee Mesh, Executive Director of Maccabiah Canada, Miss Deborah Shore, Co-Chair of Maccabi USA Ice Hockey, Mr. Jeremy Schulman, Ice Hockey Representative to the International Sports Committee of the 21st Maccabiah Games, Miss Lisa Sobar, Canadian Ambassador to Israel, Miss Narik Sharvik, as well as Mr. Elon Grimm, both from the Jerusalem municipality. The player of the tournament award first for Team Israel, number 13, Penina Hassel. And now the player of the tournament for Team USA, number 27, Hannah Gold. And the player of the tournament for gold medal winning Team Canada, number 6, Shelby. And now it is time for the presentation of the Bronze Medal Awards to Team Israel. Please come forward to accept your medals. And now we would like Team USA to come forward and accept their silver medal awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the national anthem for the State of Israel, Hatikvah. We now ask Team Canada to come up and accept their gold medal awards, then we'll play the national anthem for the State of Israel. And now, will the captains from Team Canada please come forward to accept the 21st Maccabiah Game Women's Ice Hockey Championship Trophy. And now, it's time to play the national anthem. And now it's time to play the national anthem for the State of Israel, Hatikvah. Congratulations to all the participants. Our next Maccabiah hockey game will be today at 1 p.m. a bronze medal matchup of the men's open tournament between Team Europe and Team Israel. I'm Larry Lewis. God bless and good day.
deflected off Shelby Kaloff and the goalie for Canada, Molly Tizenbaum. Canada scored right after with the second goal by Sawyer. Dancing on the ice for the Canadians, they hoist the gold medal, inaugural gold medal in women's ice hockey. Catch up rinkside with our member of our crew, Zach Gershman, just a moment as the Canadians continue to celebrate their second gold medal of these games. Again, our upcoming broadcast tomorrow. We have the Open Men's Ice Hockey broadcast, 9:30 puck drop. So if you're up really late right now in the North America area, we appreciate you staying up or getting up really early. But tomorrow you're going to get to be on a normal sleep schedule again. 2:30 is puck drop in the Eastern time zone. So good really wherever you're watching in North America. And it'll be 9:30 here, so it'll be a late night, but expect to be a fun night. We had 9,000 fans, which was the largest attendance for a hockey game in the Middle East ever in 2017. Also played on a Saturday night. And the U.S. dominated Canada the first time out. It'll be very interesting to see if the U.S. can do the same and get some revenge on Canada, who won in 2017.
And we expect a similar turnout tomorrow night. A lot of the tickets have been sold already. There's very few tickets remaining, so if you haven't gotten tickets already,
yeah, you're watching in the hotel room right
them.
now.
Yeah, exactly. Just a great atmosphere today, a great day, and Canada coming home with the gold medal. But still, a lot more work for us to do. Broadcast tomorrow night. Well, both of us will be on the call. And then Sunday, 2 calls.
Yeah, we have women's basketball final, U.S. and Israel, and then the men's basketball final at 6 o'clock local time. So that's 11 a.m. Eastern time, if I'm doing my math right. And then the men's final will be between the U.S. and France, which will be 9 o'clock here and 2 o'clock Eastern time. So 3 more broadcasts left to go. Sunday night, that will wrap up the 21st Maccabiah after a 5-year drought with no games, which was the longest period without a game since World War II. It has really been a spectacular last 2 weeks.
And Coach Peter Smith there taking pictures with his players. He'll be with Zach in just a few moments.
It's really been a really fun last 2 weeks. I know we're not at the end of it just yet, but so many great moments and still a few more great moments to come. And the opening ceremony certainly still stands out last Thursday. That was certainly one of the more spectacular events I've been a part of.
Absolutely. Seeing that many athletes in one place and just experiencing an opening ceremony in person, no matter what the scale was, it's just something incredible, something that you'll never really, maybe we'll experience again, who knows, but
come back in 3 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, once in a lifetime for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
All right, we are ready rinkside. Our Zach Gershman is with the gold medal winning coach, Peter Smith.
Give me a minute, Mitch.
Coach Peter Smith, gold medalist. How does that sound?
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds great. Really happy. I'm just so happy for this group. They've worked hard, done all the things we asked them to do, and when you coach a team and they win, I think as a coach you're just so happy for the players, and I really am.
What do you hope that this accomplishes for, you see the girls line up here to take a photo, what do you hope this picture says for Jewish hockey in Canada in the future?
Well, I think it expands it. I really do. I think more and more young Jewish players will know about it, and they'll get it and play. That's what I hope.
How special is this to have your team rallying around you?
Lots of fun. As I said, they're a great group. Lots of fun.
Gold medalist, coach. Go take your picture with the team. Back to you guys.
Canada's having lots of fun, and I imagine the party, which starts pretty early, just after noon, will spill in well into Shabbat night for the Canadians as they take home the inaugural gold medal. It's time to crown our player of the game, brought to you by Campus Apartments. Campus Apartments, the student experience is built here. Who is it, Evan?
Well, as much as I'd like to say Kaloff, it's Melissa Ronsberg. 3 goals today, the hat trick for the captain. Had an incredible day, was really the anchor of this team. She'll be our player of the game, Griffin.
And she is with our Zach Gershman. Well, she is with our Zach Gershman.
Melissa, a hat trick in a gold medal match. How special is this moment right now?
Words can't describe it. I've been looking forward to this for like a year now, and to caught a few after I was struggling to score against the States in the first couple. I'm glad I was able to help my team get us to the gold medal.
You were one of the ones that was pushing for women's hockey in Maccabiah. Now, all these years later, you got 3 teams, each getting a medal. Being one of the leaders in this movement to get women's hockey in Maccabiah, how awesome is this to take a step back and really take it all in?
It's awesome. Like the camaraderie between not just our own teams, but the 3 teams together, it just shows how much women's hockey wants to grow even within competition. And so to see that right here, and especially in Israel, is unbelievable.
What does it mean or how does it sound to be named the gold medalist?
Pretty awesome. I take out the swear words that I thought about saying there, but Israel definitely has a lot of meaning with my family too, so to bring home gold today feels really good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Zach. Great work ringside. Player of the game, Melissa Ronsberg. She was spectacular. Evan, your final thoughts?
Just a great game. The U.S. was just unable to climb that hill. Penalties led to Canada getting too many power play opportunities. They converted 3 of 5 today, and it was just too much as the Canadians will take home gold. And Griffin, I gotta say this has been awesome being here at this game, the first Women's Hockey Open Championship gold medal game, and to do it with you is super special.
Hey, 2 Hoosiers on one broadcast. You can't beat that. All Big Ten crew, too. Want to thank our whole crew today, our sideline Zach Gershman, our graphics Dylan Manfrey, our do-it-all boss Simon Rosenwar, our cameramen Neil Slotkin, Noam Watt, and Noah Friedman. I'm Griffin Epstein saying so long from Jerusalem for now. Hope you tune into the gold medal men's final tomorrow night at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Canada takes home the gold in women's ice hockey as they win 6-2.